They're dedicated to supporting students ages 6 to 18 with their creative writing skills and helping teachers inspire their students to write. Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Laurel Hess and this is Comcast Newsmakers. Joining me now is the Executive Director of 826 Michigan, Amanda Uhle. Thank you so much for joining us today.
It's my pleasure.
So how long have you guys been around and who decided that at some point an organization needed to be there to help kids specifically with creative writing skills?
Oh, writing is essential, I think now more than ever. We've been around for 11 years, working primarily with students in Ypsilanti in Ann Arbor for that time, giving students that one-on-one attention that is core to our model.
So you're expanding as well to the Detroit area, I understand. So that's a big undertaking. And how do students find you? How do your volunteers find students? And then how does that all work once you match up a volunteer tutor with a student?
It happens in so many different ways. We have a vast range of students that come to us and tutors. 3,000 students are served by our programs every year in the 3 cities we work in, Detroit, Ypsilanti, and Ann Arbor. And our programs, many of the ones at our site are drop-in. So students and their families can come when a student most needs help with their writing, with their homework. We're known as a writing and publishing organization, but we actually do plenty of algebra assignments and social studies reports and all the sort of nuts and bolts things that students need to get their homework done. But in addition to that, we actually go to public school and charter school classrooms and help teachers. We do programs in library branches, so there's a wide range of different programming.
And we should mention that this is provided completely free to those who need it. So if you're struggling with creative writing and you live in Ypsilanti or Ann Arbor, you've got no excuse now, right?
That's right. That's right. All of our programs are completely free of charge.
And you do that because you rely on volunteers. What does it take to be a volunteer? Do you have enough volunteers? And really, what are they doing with these students?
Volunteers, we continually need volunteers. The way that our organization utilizes volunteers is, I think, really remarkable. When we added up all of the hours that volunteers spent in our programs last year, it was over 23,000 hours of adult time. And that's just in Southeast Michigan, these 3 cities. So it's a massive part of what we do. We have a small staff, and we really mobilize these volunteers to help meet students' individual needs. And not all volunteers do work one-on-one with students. It's not for everyone, but fortunately we run a little robot supply and repair shop, and we have volunteers staffing that.
I've heard about this, and I was going to ask you about that. How does the robot, first of all, what is a robot supply store, and how does that fit into creative writing? And third of all, I understand you have one, but you're building a new one.
That's right. A robot supply and repair store is exactly what it sounds like. It turns heads, which is what it's intended to do. But it's also intended to help fund our programs. So in Ann Arbor, we have Liberty Street Robot Supply and Repair. We've got robot kitchen timers, pencil sharpeners, toys, every sort of robot widget that you'd want. And when people come in, it's an opportunity for us to, and for our volunteer that's working behind that counter, to interface with the public about what we do, which is really important to building awareness about our programs. It's a revenue thing, so for us, we're able to actually pay all of our rent in Ann Arbor based on just the proceeds from that store. And then finally, the store, and we'll soon have another store in Eastern Market in Detroit, but those stores really drive home our message that it is okay to get help and that it can be fun and engaging and a really rich, beautiful part of life for young people to get help. So it takes away the stigma a little bit.
I have a feeling that getting help from your organization isn't all about just very seriously sitting down in the library and going over your pronouns.
Oh no, I think it's very human. And when one of our tutors gets a chance to sit down with a young person and really connect and have that experience one-on-one, it's a very fulfilling experience for them both. Our students grow and change, and they're certainly succeeding academically, but they're succeeding in other ways too.
All right, wonderful organization. Thanks so much for joining us today. We'll let people know how they could possibly get help from your organization, or if they would like to volunteer. You're looking for those folks as well. Thank you
Always.
again. If you would like help, or if you are thinking you might like to volunteer, you can head to 826michigan.org. Today's Comcast Newsmaker was Amanda Uhle, the Executive Director of 826 Michigan.